Christmas. So first, folks, thank you. Today, just a reminder, we're not going to have our discussion lounge today, just because there are other meetings going on. So the discussion lounge will happen again next week. But right after this, of course, we have our city leader call. That's from 10:45 until 11:30. And then remember that tonight, Linda Lane Consulting, she has her Girl Power Teen Support Group. That is any of us that have teens that need to talk to somebody to set them straight, then definitely not that you're going to set them straight, but you've got teens that would love to talk to somebody, then Linda Lane Consulting. That's Linda Fraser who has that. So definitely take a look at that on the calendar. Tomorrow, Stephanie Hutchins-White has the Slim Down Power Hour for women. It's targeted towards women over 40, but any woman is invited to attend. Sorry, Yuri, you and I can't. The Girl Power Teen Support Group actually runs every night, right? So every night of the week, including Saturday and Sunday. So you can check that out. What was that, Yuri?
I'm speechless. I
know. There's no equality in this world. Anyway, so
up to date.
On Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock a.m., we have the Wise Gals Club. That's with Stephanie Hutchins-White again. And of course, Yuri Nesbitt, handsome Yuri right there, has the 9 a.m. to 10, 9:30 to 10:30. He has the real estate investing call. And then Tech Talk, Catherine, do you have anything happening on Tech Talk this week?
Yeah, there's so much going on, but I think I'm going to be looking at the real costs of the electric cars. There's so many new ones coming out, and Ford saying he's not going to let millionaires get grants, but I don't consider myself a millionaire. So, yeah, no.
You almost need to be a millionaire to afford the gas prices, though.
Right? It's one of those.
11 o'clock on Thursday, 11 o'clock until noon, we have the member dashboard training. So folks, if you're a new member and you'd love to know how to use all those sexy little features that we have back there in your dashboard, then definitely jump on that call. It's very, very helpful. Sorry, we also talk about not just the features, but we talk about how to use the features to help market yourself on social media. So it's very, very exciting and helpful. And of course, at 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. on Thursday, we have the Empowered Empath. And I'm not sure, Jackie, do you want to say a couple words on that?
It is teaching you a few tips and tricks on how to source energy to make it through your day, how to protect your energy. So when you go out in public, now that we're returning to public, you are protected so that all of the energy levels that are going on out there are not impacting you, and a few other tips and tricks for boundaries and making decisions as to when to say yes and when to say no.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So now another plug I just want to have is we have our 12 days of celebration, 12 days of Christmas coming up. Folks, definitely check out the calendar. You can download the calendar as well as a PDF and look at what's going on. Check it out. There's a lot of things going on, including our open house, and we have a speaker series, etc. But for members, and by the way, I want everybody to welcome Jennifer. And Jennifer, I'm going to have you say a few things about who you are and what you do in a moment. But before that, I'd like to encourage members to just record something short. We're putting together a commercial to send out to people and share on social media. And our members are welcome to record a 10 to 15 second greeting. So it's like, hi, I'm Ivan from this great city, and I want to wish everybody a happy holiday season. Merry Christmas. That's it. Send it across to me. Put something nice in the background, like, 2 turtle doves and the partridge in a pear tree or something. And then, make it Christmassy, but no music because we're actually inserting the music as a backtrack. Okay. So just record that snippet, send it across to me at members@thisgreatcity.com, members@thisgreatcity.com. I would love to receive those on or before the 1st of December. And then I will stitch those together, and then we'll put that commercial out there. So everyone's welcome to do that. All right.
Can you tell us where that PDF is that we can download for the 12 days, please?
Catherine, you know what? I just noticed that it's not been attached. So I'm going to attach it in a moment, and then it's going to be on the holiday season link, which will be at the very top of the site. Because right now I think it's at the bottom. I'm going to move it to the top so you can't miss it.
Okay, thanks.
Ivan, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I can hear you.
For Wednesday, the topic would be evaluating the properties and spotting the opportunity, or potential. So basically, that's the.
Okay. All right. And Yuri, you know what I'd love to have a presentation on, because someone asked me about, can you trust real estate prices when the environment always leads to a bidding war? So that's a topic that I hope that you could tackle at some point when people are talking about investing. All right.
I gotta know what's meaning behind it. Can you trust the prices? I mean, it's a market dictates the price. So
well, we're gonna have to talk about that. So I'll put something together. Maybe I'll connect you with Sarah, who I had the conversation with, and sure. we can go from there. All right.
Can you trust the prices, or can you trust that the property is worth that much as somebody paid for it? Absolutely not.
Do people overpay for prices?
Somebody bought it.
People overpay. Oh, there's a lot going on. Okay, so folks, for today, we're going to talk about charitable giving, right? We're heading into the holiday season, and there are a lot of, you're probably getting phone calls and emails and things dropped in your mailbox for people who want you to part with some of your money, right? And is there something to giving? What are the benefits for a business to sponsor or to donate to charity? Anybody?
I got
one. Yeah, go ahead.
So charitable giving is like a huge part of my life, because back in 2001, I set up a foundation at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto. And then a few months later, I went to the University Health Network as well, both for AVM research and awareness, because AVM is a condition that I had, and it tried to kill me a couple times, and I didn't like that. So no research was being done. So I started fundraising, and I rely entirely on people's donations. So I can see the actual difference that it makes, because I'm like right on the front lines, and I keep very close track of where the money goes, because I don't want to go into paper clips, golf tournaments. Like, I get that you need to promote the hospitals too and everything, but I want my money going to research. So it's actually exciting, because there's some really exciting research they're actually working on right now, and they've been working on for the last 2 years, I think. But they think that this vascular malformation, there's 6 vascular malformations in the same group. They think they might be genetic. And if that through lives we saved with a blood test instead of a CAT scan, and we're talking thousands of people that could be saved, this would be huge. So charitable giving makes a difference.
Okay. Anybody else?
It's endearing as well, I believe. I mean, I personally enjoy giving, but I look at companies and go, oh, well, X amount of dollars. Who buys a smile cookie, whether they really want it or not? Right. How could you not buy a smile cookie at 7:30 in the morning just because you know you're donating to sick kids, or like Hamilton sick kids, right? So I think it's really good for a company as well to know that they're attached to something and giving back to their community. Okay, that's another really good point as well. Does anybody ever, who here lives in, go ahead, Yuri.
Well, this is a very important part, and the challenge is to get that help right to the hands of the needy, or to the research, or to the thing. The challenge is obviously with all those management companies, and my wife is a research accountant, and she knows exactly how much goes to research and how much goes to administration, management, and so on and so forth. So I know some of the, and again, some of the charitable organizations that I know of, the CEO gets $250,000 salary, and so on and so forth. And they claim, well, we're nonprofit. Well, no, you're for profit. If the CEO has such a great knowledge and vision for helping people, why they're raking in $250,000 themselves. That's the issue I have.
Okay, so
But I don't. The way I donate, I see on all kinds of things on Facebook and everything else, and somebody passed away, somebody hasn't, got in trouble, somebody's sick. Personally, I donate those ways, and I hate the what's the word I'm looking for? It basically that when there's lots of real estate doing it, and I'm not going to name names. Our team collected $30,000 for the food bank, and no, you didn't. That's people that you administrated it, but and then you take all that benefit to yourself just to promote your business. That's what I have problem with. Charity to me should be leave the grocery bag at the door, knock and leave. That's it. That's my vision of charity. That's what I
awesome. I'd love to hear responses to that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to hear from the company that they've collected $30,000, but knowing that what I'm doing is going to benefit, that's what I want to hear. You're right. That would be a put off, them using as advertising.
Can I ask something? Does anybody here remember the ALS campaign? People
The ice bucket.
were freezing themselves out with the ice water, right? I'll tell you something about that campaign. ALS was a term that was floating around that I had no idea what it was. I had no idea that it was a thing. I had no idea that Stephen Hawking, or whatever his name was, he had ALS. I had no idea. But when that campaign started, it actually drew my attention to it. And yeah, there were a lot of people saying, hey, this is how much money I've given to ALS, and this is what our company is doing, et cetera. But I find that the one of the benefits of that, one of the benefits of people bragging about what they did, is that it brought it to mind for me, so that I can then learn more about a charity that I didn't know anything about. So that's one thing. But I want to touch on how many people here live in or around Hamilton, or you live in a city or town, Jackie, Barry, only kidding. I'm not playing.
I do live in the town. I don't live in Barrie.
Okay. Oh, you do? Okay. All right. Okay. So you live in a city or a town where people are living in tents. How many people? Sorry?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it crazy? Right. Okay. So here's this touches on Yuri's point. Do you give to support homeless? And I'm not talking about through your taxes, so don't go there. But do you give to support the homeless, or do you give to an organization that says that they're going to help the homeless specifically, or do you just walk up to the guy in a tent and say, "Here's $50"? Go ahead.
Sorry.
So I was just gonna say, I actually keep baggies of there's a couple toonies in there, there's some socks, there's some granola bars, there's a bottle of water. I keep packs in my car that I will hand to people at the lights or whatever. And I volunteer at the food bank, and I give money to the food bank and bring food stuff to the food bank. So that's like where I give back, because I can actually see my time and the money that I would give as a charitable contribution in action, because it's physical, tangible things. So that's how I contribute, but that's also, I want to see the instant payoff, if you will, the instant result of this is actually going to benefit someone. The risk you run with walking up to someone $50 is you don't know how they're going to use it. So if you want to do that, give them a gift card that's for Tim Hortons or something like that. But I mean, that's just my perspective. People may have different perspectives.
Go ahead, Veronica.
What I usually do is if I know I'm going somewhere where there's a really condensed population of people in that situation, I'll sometimes bring an extra $20 or $30 just in cash. And then I will take like I'll go to the nearest Tim Hortons or a coffee shop. I'll buy them a couple of sandwiches and a soup and a coffee, and then I'll bring them that, because I think that's way more beneficial. And that, like, they can, especially if the weather's cold out, then that just feels really better to do that.
Okay. All right. Frida.
Well, I've gone on a couple occasions and gone to the grocery store and purchased items with somebody. If they've been out front of the grocery store, I said, come on in and, buy a few things or whatever. But I am hesitant now to hand over cash because of the ones that are just standing there doing it and they're really not homeless. And when they're followed home, they see that they actually go to a car and drive home. They're, like you just, you can't question everybody, but I feel like in a lot of ways I've been taken advantage of. I mean, buying food, I'll still do that, no problem. But handing them money is not in their best interest. You have no idea whether that's going to drugs or whatever. So handing them food or handing them like a little bit, that's okay with me. But we need to be careful not to be taken advantage of, and being played.
So I'm going to be devil's advocate here for a second, right? Do we have the right to make a judgment on what, because if, let's say the guy takes my $50 and goes and buys drugs, does he take every donation and buy drugs? Does he take some of the donations and buy other things, food, whatever, and some of the donations buys drugs? Do we have a right to, because we're getting a snapshot of a person in the moment of where they're at, right? But if we were to look at the arc of their journey, they might be at a low point, and our money is going to get them through that day. They're going to get their drugs or whatever it is, but eventually they're going to, as long as they have time, as long as they have life, they have hope, right? So do we have a right to judge and say, or when we give, do we just give and just trust that they're going to do what they need to do? Because charity is just, right? Go ahead.
You have a right to judge, but I think that if what you don't want to do is give them cash and then somehow be responsible for an OD or something happening in their life. So it's just better to give them the gift card or the food or the clothing or whatever tangible. They're going to get money from someone, and then they are going to find a way to get whatever they need in the drug section. But obviously you want them to get off of those drugs so that they can, better themselves to some degree. And they have to want that too. But, just for my own mental peace, I don't want to think, I gave someone $50, they went and got high and then OD'd and that was the end of their life. That, I would never know, but I wouldn't want to think that I contributed to that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, actually. I would echo everything that you just said, Teresa. To me, I don't think it's a matter of judging. I think it's a matter of choice that we make as to where do we think that is. Of course, downtown Toronto, I live with this on every block that I walk, right? I mean, it is totally. And for me, I learned since I've been downtown Toronto, for me, my choice is, to me, I see a whole lot of addiction and mental health. And so that's what's resonated the most for me. I've seen people attempt to give them food and they've rejected it. So in my mind, again, I hope I'm not judging. It's just, I feel sad that it's not food that they crave, but it is an addiction or it is a mental health issue. So my main charity of choice, how that's both volunteering and monetarily, is the CAMH, the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. And I feel I'm giving back that way, as opposed to Teresa's point directly. I don't want to feel that I may have contributed to aid someone to get drugs, which is what they believe they need, right? So that's why I don't give anymore directly. I give to the foundation.
Okay. All right, Yuri, you're going to say something.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can't judge what they do, and there's no control over that period, right? So, yeah, and again, I've seen by Canadian Tire and Kenilworth, there's one, two, three people standing, and pretty much every day or every other day, there's a police car because they're distracting, they're a nuisance, and and I stopped several times at the traffic light, and I said, and I'm going to the construction site, and I said, would you like to make $120 at for the day? And the answer was no.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, Veronica.
So that's just
You-
my point, right?
You were playing devil's advocate earlier, and I kind of want to do the same, because the thing that drives me bonkers about this whole area of conversation is that so many people think because these people are homeless, that's why they do drugs or drink or make bad decisions. But that's just a vice. All humans have vices, even those of us that have homes and are like well off. Like everyone's got vices. That's just how they're coping with their life. And like I studied social work back in the day, and I saw a lot. I was in Hamilton at Mohawk and at Redeemer. So it's like you see a lot of just mental health issues, and it's not necessarily decision making that's getting them to the place they're in their life, but at the same time, it's really like everyone deals with stuff, and we all deal with it different.
Yeah. Yeah. Frida, you have your hand up, or was this from before?
That was from before. However, I do agree with the whole premise of not aiding and abetting the addiction, but there are, having had family members live through it, I definitely know there's a lot more to it than what we can see in a glimpse.
Right.
So yeah, it's not judging. I'm just
So I'm gonna pick on Jackie here, only because she's our resident expert, right? So
Not me.
Jackie, the specific question I have is, what is it do you think that comes first? Is it mental health, right? Is it the mental health issues that leads to homelessness and drugs? Is it bad behavior that leads to homelessness, then mental health issues?
I don't think it's as easy to say one way or the other. Everyone's journey is different. A lot of the times drugs are an escape, right? So whether it's alcohol, and I've known lots of functioning alcoholics who will, they get through their day, they come home, they drink from the time they walk through the door to the time they go to bed. I think it does start with mental health. It's not having been taught or given the tools to work through your emotions, and therefore instead it's easier to mask them. So I think that, in my opinion, that's where it starts. And again, I don't think it's as easy as saying it's one blanket statement or experience for everyone, right? Everyone has different experiences in life. Sometimes it can be one, like you can have a perfect upbringing, and then have one life experience where everything just blows up, and that in itself, not having the tools to deal with what's happening, becomes so overwhelming that you want to escape it. And I think, and then it just becomes a downward spiral, because once you're into drug use, then it's the continuous drug use, and now that's where all your money's going. So in my opinion, that's what it is.
Okay, so I find it interesting because you're right. These things do happen, and there are mental health issues out there. Obviously, I mean, we live in Hamilton or Barrie or whatever, and there are problems everywhere, right? So, what about social responsibility? Right? There's individual social responsibility and there's corporate social responsibility. What responsibility do we have to support the institutions that have been set up to help people that are in these situations? Do we have any? Go ahead. Yeah, Jackie.
I would say the biggest responsibility is raising awareness. If we don't know anything about it, we can't do anything about it. So a lot of people, like you say, will have judgmental feelings about these situations, and it really is bringing to light what is actually happening for these people rather than judging them, understanding them. It doesn't make it right because we understand it, but it does give us a platform in which we can actually start to aid them.
Okay. Oh, hey, Peter, you have your hand up.
Yeah, so what I think about that question is that we as individuals are limited in what we can do. It's really the institutions and politicians that can provide the solution. So our role is electing people who have this as an actual priority and will actually do things and not just try to do stuff that hasn't worked before, because I just see politicians talking about we'll start X number of more new homes, but that doesn't really solve the problem because we're dealing with people who don't know how to maintain a home and stay in it. They just revert to bad habits because their issues are not being addressed. So it doesn't matter how many new home starts there are in the neighborhood.
Stop giving Band-Aids,
Mm-hmm.
right? We have to know the root cause. And it is, I think, our social, collective social responsibility. Just a little off topic, but the COP26 that's been going on, right?
Right.
It's, we didn't come to agreement because all the rich countries will not take the onus on that they have to help countries in Africa that rely on coal because it's so cheap to switch over and become non-fossil fuel using. It's everybody's responsibility, because guess what? Just because, Kenya can't pull their load, we're all going to pay the price.
Right. And you know what? That's a really good point, Catherine, because really, if politicians fail, right, and individuals fail to support the local charities that some of them have sprung up because of people, just regular folks that decide we're going to do something, then we all live in the city, right? We live here. So I remember, Christiana, in Toronto, I had a situation where I had $20, I had a bunch of fives, right? You pay for parking, you got a whole bunch of fives. Anyway, and I thought, the first person that came up to me on Bay Street, I thought, okay, I know I have 4 fives. I'm gonna give away the fives, but chances are, how many people are actually going to come up to me? Within one block, I had 4 different people, to the point where then I felt bad for the others. I felt like I was apologizing. I'm so sorry. I don't have any more. Mm-hmm. How you can't keep doing that every day. You can't, right? So someone has to have structured something to then attract donations. I'll give you one example. We think about homeless folks when we think about charity, right? Teresa and I, we were blessed to be able to help out a charity that provided food for 911 workers over the Christmas season. Right. So we were able to make food, and then we took it down to I guess where the 911 was, and we dropped off the food. And it was really nice. It felt nice to be able to do that. I'll tell you, it felt really good for us to know that we were able to be involved in that. And yeah, that was, before I was a serial social media poster. So, I didn't share it anywhere, but it still felt great to know that these folks that are working long hours, preventing people from killing themselves over the Christmas season, which seems to be a thing. I can't imagine what they hear on the phone. They need mental health, coaching afterwards, I'm sure. And we're able to help out in some way. Is there a way that you can think of in your town or city that you can do something charitable to help folks? I'll give you some examples of some of the things that people do. There are places that you can go to give gifts to people who just don't have enough. These are people that work. They don't make enough money. The working poor, right? So you're able to help them to provide a better experience for their kids. There are places that you can go to support the frontline workers. There are all kinds of charities out there, plus the standard, cancer, MS. There's the kids one, Catherine. What
City kids.
City kids. There's city kids, right? There's so many out there. What can we do individually, or should we? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to tout that our Christmas gathering in December, and then of course our seminars, we're asking if, it's optional, obviously, for food donations, like non-perishables, or cash for the food bank, the local food bank, right? Because, hey, we've got the luxury of being in warm, somewhere warm and bettering ourselves. So let's give somebody else a hand up.
Dude, and the funny thing is, every now and then I go to our pantry and I look through the mounds of cans of food that have sat there for months. That I'm thinking about using that one day in that special meal, but it's sitting there. And I just think, what would it be if I were to just take a few of those? I could probably fill 2 bags, right, to give away. And for the folks that don't have, and some of these folks are new immigrants that come here, and then they have sticker shock, or whatever it is, and they're trying to make ends meet. And some folks are the working poor that have lived here, their whole lives, and times have changed, things are tough. So, what about giving to the food bank or giving money? Are people more opposed to giving money and would rather give product? Is that the sense?
To be honest with you, and I think, Jennifer, you'll probably be able to, we had a function at one time with Life's Merge, and we were able to put up things at $1 that you would donate equals $5 in product that they can purchase, the food bank, because they have agreements with stores, manufacturers, I'm not sure where, but that's huge. So if we collect $20, it's really $100 worth of product. Does that sound right, Jennifer? Or?
Yeah, different food banks, because I volunteered in Texas too, but they have different agreements with manufacturers. They can buy things. But the other thing is, a lot of times, when they do food bank drives, like in, collecting cans in a parade or food bank drives at a grocery store, people are giving canned goods. So there's always a surplus of kidney beans and, beans and bread or whatever. Like there's always a surplus of those staple goods. But the things that they need more of are things that are perishable. They need fruit. People that are experiencing food poverty need fruits and vegetables. Women, there's a serious lack of period care and period products that they don't have accessibility to. There's diapers and wipes and things that are practical supplies that, people can't afford to buy because of their own, life circumstance, that we don't think to give because we're raiding our pantry and pulling out, those 12 cans of kidney beans or whatever it is.
That's right.
And, they actually need meat. They need, chicken. They need diapers, or they need, women need pads or whatever it is. So giving monetarily to the food bank can be very, very valuable because they do have those opportunities, but they also know the direct needs of the families that come consistently. And then they can turn around and be able to provide things that they actually need. Pop-Tarts only go so far. Kidney beans only go so far. So to be able to meet the actual needs and to be able to make sure people are eating all of the things that they need, not just canned goods, donating money can be very impactful for the food bank. And also, I haven't worked here for Christmas yet. So I'm not sure what the plans are, but when I was volunteering at the food bank in Texas, the Christmas tree you could pick an ornament off and it had a kid's name and a gift idea. So you could actually buy a gift earmarked for a specific child that they asked for, that otherwise they weren't getting a Christmas present.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool. Let's go. I think Yuri has his hand up. Go ahead, Yuri. Oh, Veronica first? Okay, go ahead, Veronica.
Sure.
We're so Canadian, huh? No, after you, please.
Yeah.
What you were saying about the lack of healthy food at the food bank, I completely agree. One of the things that I was doing, because I went to nutrition school. So one of the things I was doing as a project was teaching cooking classes within the food banks to teach them how to use the foods that were available to them to get the best bang for their nutritional buck, basically. Just like show them, you know what, all you could get this week was a can of beans and a can of corn and maybe like a singular chicken breast, but here's how you can stretch that to feed 4 people.
Right.
So that was amazing.
Now, Start Me Up Niagara, they do something very similar to that. Like they actually have in their newer building, they actually have a kitchen and they do all kinds of demonstrations.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing they do in the summer is they actually have plots of land where they, gardens, community gardens, where they stuff, and then people can get something, like whoever's working gets stuff, but they also sell it.
Mhm.
But they're bringing in money that way, and they do a ton of other stuff too. Like if I was going to donate to anyone, it would be them. So, and of course, retain children.
Okay, Yuri.
Yeah, I think all donations are great and everything else. However, this is more of a patch than a solution, because we're still going to be donating. People will be on the street, right? So I think more important is to raise awareness and education around it, and how teach them. I'd love to actually sit down with one of those people in Tim Hortons in for half an hour and say, yeah, you know what? Let me teach you how to make the right choices, not the wrong choices. You can make wrong choices on your own. How to, you get a job, you can bunk bed with someone else in that same basement apartment. You can pay $600 or something like that. But you, even at the minimum wage, you're still going to be making some money that you can survive on and get you on the right track. I think this is the most important. And how I teach them, they may not know how to make right choices, or it's much easier to, put a needle or, smoke pot all day long or drink whatever. It's much easier, very easy. I can do that all day long.
I got to tell you something, Yuri. You're absolutely right for some people, but I tell you, if you were to sit down with some people at a coffee shop for half an hour, you'll come out of there thinking, we need mental health services in this town.
That's one of those blanket statements. And you're right, Yuri, there are those people. And it's a shame that those people that were outside your construction company weren't the people that would jump at a job for $125 a day. We're all trying to get one answer to this problem. But as you mentioned, some of it is mental health, some of it is addiction, some of it is PTSD from many different causes. So, you can't just do one solution for everything.
Some of them is the working poor, right?
Yeah, that's why I think this homeless and on the street and working poor is such a difficult subject. And you're right, Yuri. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll ever get solved. But because everybody wants one statement, and when it doesn't work, then they go, well, we tried.
Well,
right.
Yeah, like I said, not one solution for all, right? But on the same token,
Yuri, I just want to throw this in here too. We're all talking about one type of charitable giving, and there's a number of other ones out there. Of course, there's for research and medical and all these things, right? There's a lot of it out there. And all of it, all of it's necessary, right? So
Habitat for Humanity.
The Habitat for Humanity. There's of course there's all of the ones for ALS and MS and cancer and all the rest of those. There's so many out there that you will not run out of options for charitable giving, right? Especially all the local charities that are serving the local people in your town, right? So I think what I want to get across before we go into the networking part is I just want you to think about this time of year, right? And it's unfortunate that it's not something that you could really focus on all year round, right? But over the Christmas holiday season, people tend to get really bummed out. I don't even know why that is. Why is that, Jackie?
Well, there's a lot of emotions that float around Christmas. So for some people, it's just the expectation of having to spend time with family. with friends. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of pressure if you don't have the money to buy gifts and keeping up with the Joneses. And there's a lot of different reasons why people don't care for or get extra stressed or extra emotional during this time.
Okay, Christiane, go ahead.
I was just going to say, one of my favorite things to be able to be involved with and during the season itself is volunteering at soup kitchens.
Every town has at least one.
Or mobile soup kitchens, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. A couple of years ago, I volunteered and I actually went out on the street. They have the van that shows up out in front of the Bayfront Park and down here just off of John Street and other places around town. And I'm telling you something, first of all, it was scary because that was not an environment I was used to being in. Everybody else that worked there felt completely comfortable.
Guys, while Ivan is figuring himself out, I just pulled up the Waterloo Region Food Bank, and there's a chart on here that says like you can give donations online, but we were talking about giving monetary and the difference it can make. But $35 can provide 105 meals, or $250 can give us 750 meals. So basically, for every dollar you give, you can provide 3 meals as a general guideline. So being able to support in that way can be really, really impactful. So just as a note, that the monetary thing does make a difference.
Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Listen, guys, I don't know if Ivan's going to come back to this world or not. So it's almost 20 after. We should really start the networking. So please introduce yourself. Tell us what you do, and tell us one person that you would like to be put in touch with. Okay, whether it be a position, whether it be a type of company. For example, right? My company outside of this great city is Life's Emergency Training. We do first aid training. And so I would like to be put in touch with health and safety reps from companies, right? So if you could do that kind of idea, right? So Faisal, which is also known as Rashan, welcome. We never even got a chance to say hi to you when you came in. So we'll get you to start.
Oh, well, I want to be in touch with most people to expand your business. Guys, my name is Fazal Roshan Singh. Roshan's my middle name. I do promotional printing for anything you can think about. I just finished these I'm in the process of making these for the great city.
How big are they, Roshan? How many ounces?
These are 16 ounce.
God bless you. Mwah.
So I just added the business network at the bottom there. That was Teresa's idea. So yeah, these are Ivan's gonna get them this week. I was hiding it from him. So,
it's Christmas this week in the office. Sorry.
Yeah, so look at this one I made here. And if you can see there, I'll read it. I speak my mind because it hurts to bite my tongue. So
I love it.
so I do
coffee, but I still need that mug.
Yeah, hey Thomas, that might fit for a few of us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
There's not much tongue left to bite, so I mean I'm kind of stuck too. So
So who do you need to be?
I got this hourglass. This is 90 seconds. So you can have this hourglass. So when someone's speaking, you have 90 seconds to speak.
Okay, your sand's almost up, Faisal. Who do you need to be put in contact with?
I want to be in contact with not one person in particular, but I want to help you guys put your company out there by help you creating, putting your name out in items on anything you like, shirts, mugs, anything, especially Christmas time coming. You want to give your customers the mugs. Those are very popular. They're better than a water bottle. People love the mugs, and as you can see, the quality is amazing. I have 2 sizes, 11 ounce and 15 ounce. And
11 ounce is not worth it, guys. Okay, if it's a real coffee mug.
It's very tiny.
Is that the size?
No.
Is that the size I have now?
Yes, I didn't even take it. I said to Ivan, here, take it back in the box. Not that I'm not grateful, but
Yeah, I do
thank you.
business
Maggie.
cards.
Oh,
Like my business cards are great. Like they're amazing.
Whoever-
You know,
everybody get in touch with Basil or Roshan. He'll help you get your Christmas lists done or any promotions that's required. Thank you. Maggie,
Thanks, Kathy.
off to you. Thanks.
Okay. Well, I'm a freelance writer. We all need content, and that's where I can come in because not everyone wants to do their own content, especially this time of year. I mean, you're busy. You know, you've not only got your businesses to worry about, you've got family and all the usual holiday hoopla and craziness. So, you know, I can help you with that. I can do social media posts, blog posts, full articles, something for your newsletter or website. Now, travel writing is my real specialty, and I am so looking forward to getting back to that. But, you know, I can write for almost any industry.
So who would you like to get a contact of?
Well, anyone who needs good copy, like good content. But specifically, I do want to get back to the travel. To travel. So anyone in the travel industry, anyone in, you know, say a tourism board or magazine.
Like an inn or Airbnb or
any
that work?
Yep, absolutely. And
everybody thinking somebody can get Maggie, right? Something. And after you've finished doing your speech and request, put your contact information in the chat. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ivan, all yours.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, folks. I don't know what happened there.
You're unfrozen.
But yeah, I think my computer said, okay, you've talked enough. And shut me up. No.
I think he needs this mug.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm going to pick on Jackie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jackie with Jackie Stewart Coaching. I do one-on-one programming breakthroughs with people to get you over your hump, or I also do trainings in neurolinguistic programming and hypnotherapy. I am asking to be connected with other coaches and healers who are looking to up-level their skills and want to add more techniques for quick, fast, effective results.
Wonderful.
That's me in a nutshell.
You know, whenever you speak, I want to then have Adam go next. So go ahead, Adam.
So I'm Adam from the Hamilton area. I help busy entrepreneurs transform, feel, and perform at their best. I start with mindset. I work from there to help people find their motivation, and my specialty is in weight loss. As a title, I'm a transformational behavior change coach.
Wonderful. All right. Catherine, was it that you're asking about what their needs are?
Yeah, who would they like to be put in contact with?
Right.
Who do you need?
Oh, yes.
That's what we're here for, is to help you, Adam.
Well, I just want to get out in front of an audience of people who really, you know, maybe have struggled before or are looking to make a change, because I know that I have a foundational course that I know within a 12-week period of time, I can take somebody from wherever they're at and teach them everything they need to know so they never have an issue with finding motivation or weight control ever again. So whatever can get me in front of those people and have them know what I can offer them, that's what I'm looking for.
Awesome.
I'll be your first customer. I need you.
There you go.
Awesome. And you know what? With the new year coming, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of resolutions. We're going to have Adam actually do a presentation at the beginning of the year for all those people who know they've gone overboard over Christmas. Okay, Thomas.
Morning, everybody. Thomas from Greater Southwestern Group, managed IT, security, and business phone and unified communication services. We are located in Windsor, Ontario, but we can definitely help all over Southwestern Ontario. Pretty much most of Ontario, really, because 95% of what we do is remote for the most part. The only time you really need to see us is if there's a big catastrophe or initial install.
Or chicken wings, sorry.
Chicken wings.
Or if you guys come down this way for Windsor Pizza. So, so as far as who I'd like to get in front of, small, medium-sized businesses that are either not happy with their current providers or those who realize that they actually need a provider. It's not something that they can manage and maintain on a day-to-day basis anymore or ever. No offense, but I mean, if you're not technically inclined and you're dealing with your tech, sometimes it's just more of a headache than it's worth. We'd be more than happy to take that on for you. And we provide, we do a proactive approach, especially with the IT. We have enough tools and utilities in place to sometimes mitigate issues before they even become issues. And at the very least, we make sure that we minimize the problem that can come from the issues at hand. So Thomas from Greater Southwestern Group, and Ivan, back to you, because I'm in another group that usually we pass it on to somebody else, but I will let you pick on somebody because I'm not in the picking mood today. Believe it or not, I'm not in the picking mood this morning. I don't know why, but
well, you know what? I'm going to pick on you a little bit more. Thomas is our new city leader down there in Windsor, Ontario. So those folks, by the way, who know other businesses in Windsor that you'd love to have them join, they're going to be looked after by Thomas. You can't get anybody better down there. So Thomas, thank you.
I hope the expectations are met, because I'm really looking forward
As long as you arrive with baklava, all life is good.
Yeah, just bring up a pizza, man. You hit.
I'll bring the pizza. That's fine. The baklava, I got to bug my mom because she's the one who makes it, so it's based on her schedule. So, but see, it's Christmas time. You might be in luck. I can ask her to make an extra pan, and I might be okay. So,
I take an extra pan.
I don't know. House prices in Windsor is really good. I was checking it out. Maybe I should.
Compared to everything else, yeah, it really
You know
is.
what I mean?
I
see some beautiful homes there, man.
I can move anywhere.
All right, Sheila, you're up.
I have an input on that. Why? Why the prices are different in Windsor than
Okay. Sheila, you're up.
Wednesday.
This is way too much fun. Good morning, everyone. I'm a shopping annuity advisor. That just means that if you spent money in the last, 2, 3, 4, 20, 30, 40 years, you've probably never capitalized back on it, and I can help you. I guess the other thing that I really focus on is also money related. There are a few people who are probably in need that you know of, who could sit down with me for a completely free consultation, and I can see if it's possible for me to hook them up and make sure that they are not paying too much for the debt that they owe.
I love it. All right, Frida, you're up.
Sorry, camera's not working today. I'm an independent business owner with a company called ACN, and I'm also a entrepreneur owning my own cleaning company. So we clean your house so clean that it's spring clean all the time. My daughter and I work together, and it is precision cleaning. Yeah. So
awesome.
that's something to give
What's
us
your
both.
area, Frida?
Well, we go as far as Hamilton. We do prefer the Cambridge, Paris, Brantford area. We've also gone out to Vanessa and Simcoe. I've also been called out to Burlington and Mississauga just recently. So I do cleanups after construction. Like there's the other day we did the drywall cleanup because a client had called somebody in a panic saying, "Oh my God, they left such a mess. They didn't cover, my stuff when they were doing the drywall," and it is everywhere. So they had drywall dust everywhere. And we basically spent a total of 8 hours trying to get the main floor drywall free.
Wow.
Yeah, that stuff gets everywhere. So every little edge of the cupboards was layered with drywall dust. And so it was a thorough cleaning that they needed. And we got a really nice reference back from them saying that we had left it spotlessly clean, and they were so impressed. So
you got to expand to the East End.
Awesome. Okay, Jennifer, you're up.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Jane. I am a business consultant and strategist, and I help entrepreneurs and small business owners who are tired of cookie cutter solutions and strategies for their social plans, create something that really aligns with who they are and what they want to do so that they can confidently attract the right clients and make more money, because who doesn't want to make more money? A good strategic partner for me would be small business owners or entrepreneurs who are planning for 2022 and just need some support to like focus in the right direction and make the right plans and strategies for the new year. That's who I'm working with right now. So that's me. I'm done.
That's huge.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Sam, you there?
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'm just at work. I thought I'd jump in, see how it went. But,
Good seeing you again, man.
I'm just listening in and doing my work while I'm listening. So yeah, anyways, my name's Sam Talibracci, IT service provider, investor, and currently advanced roboticist. So I would say, like, for me, people that I want to be put in contact with, I just really actually enjoy the company of people that are really knowledgeable and smart in different areas, whether it's like investing or real estate or social work or whatever. I just like to hear like different worldly kind of opinions and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, Veronica.
Might be beneficial if I take myself off mute first.
We've all been there.
Right? Especially these days with all this work from home stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, hi everyone. My name is Veronica. I work for a company called Yordas Group. Yordas is basically a full service consultancy firm that helps clients manage chemical regulatory compliance and the sustainability issues surrounding chemical manufacturing use, hazard communication, and life cycle. So, big words to say what I do is I work with the branch of Yordas that has some software called Hive, and Hive helps you track all the regulations surrounding all this stuff. So what I tell people is if you want to take away a lot of the headaches you face, thanks to having to track down each and every regulation change, if you want to save your company time and money, if you want to make your job a heck of a lot easier, then we should chat. So I'm setting up completely free demos of the software. If you're interested, it basically will run you through what it can do and how it can help your company keep track of all these regulations and show you how it's going to basically save you hundreds of dollars in time and money. So
Fascinating. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Let's see, who have I missed here? I've got
Peter?
Sorry?
Peter and Yuri.
Yes, Peter first.
Okay.
I'm saving Yuri for last.
Okay.
Don't forget your wife.
Of course.
So I run integrated productivity tools. What I do is mostly work with existing websites that have reached a limit of what the owners feel comfortable doing for themselves. If you have a nagging issue or something that just isn't working right, or want some upgrade that you don't feel comfortable doing yourself, can contact me and I can be your web mechanic. I work solely on the WordPress platform. I try to leverage the deep knowledge I've built over the years on that. So I'm looking for people who are complaining about their website, they can't do something with it, and they need help. That's the kind of person you should send to me.
Wonderful. All right, Teresa.
Everyone, my name is Teresa, and I.
Sorry, guys, I can hear 799.
Barely hear you there, Teresa.
Oh, can you hear me? But now.
Yes, that's better.
Okay. So my name is Teresa, and I'm with my agency, and we are a marketing company. We deal with small, medium businesses, and we just look to market them. We also build their websites and their social media. So anyone who knows a small business owner, that's who I'm looking for.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Teresa. Okay, and Yuri. So Yuri, tell us what you do, and then tell us again about Wednesday.
Well, my name is Yuri Nesbitt. I'm with eXp Realty and also Real Mortgage Associates, and as a mortgage broker, I do a creative work in the real estate field. I'd like to consider myself as a hub. Whether you go or you come to buy a property, or you need a mortgage, you need property management company, some renovations, we can help you with all of that. I have contacts, I've created a power team basically around me, so I can rely on those people and can refer you with confidence to those people as to myself, sort of thing. What I'm looking for is, or are the developers that can develop the land. I have several projects, anywhere from $1 million to $150 million, or actually more than that, but just to buy the land for $150 million, and they're going to need another $500 million to do something on it. So that's kind of the multitude, or the range. So if you know of any developers, let me know. On Wednesday, I will be doing the topic will be basically how to determine the value of your property, and if there is a potential, or it depends whether you're buying it for yourself or buying it for investments. But in reality, the truth is, it is a biggest investment, whether you're buying it for investment or you're buying it for yourself. So you want to always keep in mind what's the potential in that property, and that's what I'm going to talk about. And I will allude to why the prices in Windsor are different than in Toronto.
Okay, all right, good. Good
And
to
Yuri
know.
is as advertised, folks. I've reached out to Yuri for mortgages and real estate and now for rental. And he has got a wealth of information. I looked at this lease papers that and I went, oh yeah, I never even thought of that. Oh, isn't that awful to think that you got to tell people? But anyway, he is Scott. I've never hit Yuri up for something that he didn't have tons to offer as a resource.
Absolutely. And while we're bragging about people, I'd like to also, first of all, throw out my testimonial about Yuri. I've seen him in action with a friend of mine who I referred to him, and he did an amazing job. So Yuri rocks, hardworking guy. Second, I'd like to also give a plug for one of our newer members, which is Fast Prints. Listen, I've never met anybody who has gone out of their way to try to accommodate me in printing. And I'm not just talking printing of printed material like brochures and stuff. I'm talking about even collateral like shirts and hats and mugs. So listen,
16-ounce cups.
Yeah, and the cups are coming. So I actually saw a picture of the cups today.
You showed us.
Yeah, that's right. So listen, I'm just going to tell you, everybody here, if you think that you can't afford to go and get stuff done, maybe you can't. But you know what? I'd talk to Faisal first. I would just say, hey, listen, this is what I'm thinking about doing. What can you do for me? Because I'll tell you, I've never seen a harder working guy when it comes to this stuff, and someone who's looking to please. So thank you very much. I'm really glad that you're a member. I think it's awesome. Sorry?
Jennifer? Did you?
And Jennifer, yes, Jennifer has her hand. Yes.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that I'm doing 3 free webinars over the next couple of weeks about planning for 2022 and your first quarter. So if anyone wants information, send me a message. It's like a totally free 90-minute webinar.
Awesome. And you know what? Put it on the calendar on This Great City. And then what I'll do is I will be, when I do my next recording for next week, then if you have something coming up next week, it will be in the weekly minutes. All right. So folks, right after this, we have the city leader call. For anybody who is a city leader, then definitely jump on it. The link is actually in the weekly minute. Okay. So on the page, on the homepage of the website, the link is there. All right.
8 minutes, okay, because I got to use the washroom as well.
Okay.
Ivan,
Yes.
jump back into why don't we as a great city do something like a soup kitchen day or something? I'll supply all the shirts for everyone, no cost to you. We can go volunteer day at the soup kitchen if you can arrange.
That's a great idea.
You know, we could wear our Great City t-shirt and we can go in there and volunteer.
Let's find a place. I think that's a great idea. I'll get Afnan on it right away. I love the idea. Let's do it.
Yeah, and everyone can, once you have everything set up, everyone can send me their size and what you need on the shirt, and we'll put it on. I'll put it on.
All right. Awesome. Love it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right, everybody. Take care. Have a great day.